Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. Right now, I do not wish to be in the position of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria because everyone seems to be taking their own pound of flesh. Everyone seems to be making their demands almost immediately. And I do not know how they're going to go about this. But it looks like for every plan A, there's a plan B waiting in case you flag plan A. But before going to the newspaper to find out what it is that the Southeasterners are demanding, we like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as you update our channel on YouTube. Some barely 24 hours ago, bandits kidnapped some group of persons, students and staffs of a school alike in Niger State, and the ransom was 500 million naira. Some days ago, militants, that's the amnesty guys, the Niger Delta militants that were given amnesty and were being paid payroll, they're on actually on salary scale, have lamented and complained of negligence and neglect from the federal government, and they have complained that they've not gotten their allowances for months now, and they have threatened to resume back their old activities. Now, in Southeast, the farmers under the platform of the Eastern Farmers Association have demanded 9 billion naira. You heard me. 9 billion naira from the federal government as compensation for the destruction of their crops and farmlands by herdsmen and their animals. The group decried what it called the federal government's neglect over the losses incurred by farmers as a result of the activities of herdsmen and their cattle over the years. It said the compensation was to mitigate the losses. Since the advent of the Fulani herdsmen in Eastern region, the federal government has been paying lip service to the monumental destruction of our crops and farmland, the group said. The group's coordinator, Paul Achala, and Secretary General Nneka Orji signed the petition. The statement reads in part, the federal government is only interested in securing herdsmen and paying compensation for their cattle without a thought to what they did to our farmlands. Our state government pay compensations for cows killed by villagers. So far, we have lost over 9 billion naira as a result of the activities of the herdsmen, and nobody is talking about it. And even when they promise to pay a token, there is no laid down parameter to actually ascertain the level of damage and its cost implications. We urge the governors in the Governors Forum in Eastern Nigeria, as well as the Ohaneze Ndibo, to look into our plight and make a strong statement and representation for us so that the federal government to pay us compensation of at least 9 billion naira, which translates to 1 billion naira per state, that make up the old Eastern region of Nigeria. Brother, I shouldn't have said Southeastern. I just said old Eastern region. Because when you said old Eastern region, it involves, in fact, in summary, those states that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu calls the Biafra land is what is old Eastern region. So they're talking about 9 states here, which is Imo, Abia, Anambra, Enugu, Ebonyi, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, Cross River, I think Edo, thereabout, or Benue. Either of those, that's all those now 9 states. Now, with all this, don't forget some hours ago, I don't think it's up to 48 hours yet. Meet Allah, the ones Magban from the southeastern region, the ones that reside in the southeastern region, give 3 conditions. Why they should actually look into this so that there will be peace. It will be a win-win both for the southeasterners, their hosts, and themselves. And the 3 conditions they gave, one was that they should retrain, there should be allocations of an opportunity to train and retrain the cattle headers, so that that they are very archaic, they're still used to the 1947 way of doing cattle rearing, that they should embrace to the 21st century cattle rearing, which is ranching. 2, they insisted that they should give them lands in the 36 states of the federation, including FCT. That was where everybody shouted. Now, since if the headers, Fulani headsmen or the headsmen can actually make demands, okay, they'll be looking into their plight. A lot of persons, I was privileged to see one of these news where it was said that Malami, one of his inaugural Congress speeches he made in an inaugural conference, said he was looking into if they can actually look into having what we call ministry, an agency for headers. Nigerians almost wanted to raise the whole roof up. If that some people are saying if you make the mistake of having agency for headers, then be ready. Every region is going to have agency, not just agency. Every sector of the economy will have agency. If headers have agency, farmers must have agency. But if you ask me, it is somebody said something very unique that day. He said that is breakage of sections. The farmers, the headers, whatever agency you call it, is under agriculture. Whether pastoral farming, whether horticulture, whatever name you give it to it, animal husbandry, they're all under agriculture. If you want to break it down, don't start what you can't finish. Right now, Nigeria is quite tensed, so unnecessary breakage that will have a smell of or a stench of ethnicity should be avoided as much as anybody can at this time, because everybody's watching in 3D. To start with, the security intel looks very lopsided. Now the farmers have been complaining that they've been neglected. Now this, so if you ask them, they're not asking out of point. All this while KPI Fulani may have done this, they've compensated them. How much do you compensate? That's what they are saying now, that in state government they try as much as they can to compensate, but they have not really compensated them. And when they do, they don't even use standard parameter to judge them. And don't forget, has been enacted by Mazen Abdekano to ensure that such activities do not take place. So the whole thing boils down to understanding. Understanding here and the wisdom to tackle this thing is so very important. Now they're waiting for the 9 billion, hey, 9 billion have made their own demands in Magban in Southeast have placed their own demand. Farmers Association in Southeast have placed their own demand. Niger Delta Youth militants, they have also placed their own demand that they should start paying up, hold their ariases, or they resume back their old activities that they were known for. Everybody, the ASU is still, there's a stench and smell of it everywhere. Everybody's just making, asking, demanding. Everybody's asking 7 day Aquara State there, ask that 7 days ultimatum that Fulani should leave their land. Too many things happen at the same time. Honestly, like I said before, I do not wish right now, as the way Nigeria is so wonderfully chaotic, I wouldn't want to be in the hot seat of the presidency. But that's what we're going to wrap it up right now. I pray the Lord gives them wisdom to steer this country to perfect redemption. Let's meet in our comment section. What's your take on this wonderful demand? 9 billion naira